Hello students, I welcome you all to online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School. I, Nidhi Kaushik, your science teacher, will start your new chapter. Name of the chapter is Synthetic Fibers in the Plastic. Okay, it's a class 8 chapter, chapter number 3 according to your NCERT book. This chapter we will study under the chemistry. Okay, this is your chemistry chapter. In this chapter we are going to study about fibers, though we are familiar with the word fibers because we have been studying this fiber since our 6th class. Okay, we have studied fiber in 6th class, then in 7th class, and now in 8th class we are going to study the third category of the fibers, which are synthetic or man-made fiber, and along with that we will study about plastics. Okay, how plastics are good as well as bad for us, or I can say that friend and foe. Okay, plastic is good for us as well as plastic is bad for us. Okay, so let's move forward towards our very first slide. In this slide we will talk about the synthetic fiber. So let's just go through what synthetic fibers are. So synthetic fibers are man-made fiber, as we have discussed. Most of them are prepared from the petrol refining process, which we have studied in coal and petroleum. Okay, that's why they are known as petrochemicals. They are chemicals because we are synthesizing them. Plus, the raw material of this synthetic fiber, we got it from petrol. That's why they are known as petrochemicals. All the fabrics are obtained from fibers. We know that fibers are the building block for any fabric. While fibers are obtained from artificial or man-made sources, right? The natural sources can be divided into plant-based source and animal-based source, and both of these things we have covered in our junior classes. Okay, so in this class let's talk about synthetic fiber only. So for that, before starting off our other core topics, you should know one term very clearly, and that term is polymerization. What is this polymerization? So basically they means the synthetic fiber consists of small unit or a polymer which is made from the many repetitive unit known as monomer. You can imagine it as a beads, mala. Beads of the string, the mala which you wear, all the beads can be that called as monomer, and the whole that mala is known as polymer. So in the same way, our polymers are made. It is made up of repeating small unit in a chain manner. The small unit join together to form a big unit. The bigger unit is known as poly, means many, mer means unit, which is made up from mono means single, monomer means unit. Okay, the polymer is the long large chain which is made up of many monomers. Okay, examples of this polymer is polypropylene. So polypropylene, in the polypropylene, your propylene is your monomer, and when many propylene join together it will form polypropylene. The very famous example which you know is polythene. The polythene which you use in your home, it is the monomer of that polythene is ethene. Ethene is the chemical which repeat itself many times to form your polythene. Okay. Now, next is what is synthetic fiber made up of? So, as we have discussed, synthetic fiber basically is made up of a chain of small unit known as monomer. It's nothing but the repetition of first slide only, which combine to form polymer. So, monomer is a single molecule that can bond with other. Okay, single molecule that bond with other identical molecule to form polymer. Polymer. Polymer is a Greek word which the literal meaning of polymer is poly is many. Greek word which means many. Okay, and mer means unit, as I have told you. Same way, mono means single and mer means unit. Okay, so it's very clear from this diagram also. These are the monomers. When they join together, it will form a single polymer chain. Okay. What are synthetic fiber made up of? All the synthetic synthetic fiber are manufactured by processing raw material of petroleum. We have discussed this. Origin in number of ways. Okay, the raw material of petroleum origin are known as petrochemical. That's why all the synthetic fiber are known as petrochemicals. So next is we will discuss about few important synthetic fiber. Okay, the very first is rayon, second one is nylon, third one is polyester, then fourth one is acrylic. Okay, these are the major synthetic fiber which we are going to talk about. So let's go through the property of each one by one. Rayon is also known as artificial silk because of its silky appearance. Okay. Secondly, it is made up of wood pulp. So one thing keep in your mind. Rayon is never considered the fully synthetic fiber. We always call it semi-synthetic fiber. Why? Because the raw material of rayon is plant based. Okay, that's why it is made up of that natural resource, but the process by which we make the rayon is your artificial process. That's why it's a semi-synthetic. It's not fully natural, it is not fully synthetic. Raw material is natural, but the way we are processing it, it is synthetic. That's why it's a semi-synthetic fiber made up of cellulose. Okay, it absorbs moisture and comfort to wear. Unlike other synthetic fiber which do not absorb the water, it absorbs the water because it is semi-synthetic. Okay, so rayon is your very first fiber which is semi-synthetic. The appearance of it can be alternative to your silk also because silk is costly. If you want to wear silk and if you don't have money, this is the best choice you have. Okay, rayon. Next one is nylon. So there is a story about this nylon. The nylon word, we can dissect the word into NY and LON. So NY is New York and your LON is London. So origin of this nylon is from London and New York simultaneously. That's why the name is nylon. Now it is first synthetic. It is first fully synthetic fiber. Unlike rayon, rayon is semi-synthetic. It is the first fully synthetic natural fiber. It is made up of coal, petroleum, oil, air and water. That's why it's a petrochemical. Okay. Next is its properties. It is the strongest fiber which you know. Okay. Strongest fiber is nylon. So it's strong, elastic, stretchable, wrinkle free. You don't have to iron it again and again. It absorbs very little of water because it is synthetic. Last is it is very easy to wash because it is not absorbing the water. Third one is polyester. The monomer of polyester is, which we have discussed, ester. When single unit of ester combine together and it will form a long chain, it will be polyester. Okay. So polyester monomer is ester. Secondly, it is manufactured from petroleum. That's why it's a petrochemical. Now its properties are, it is extremely strong, okay, chemical resistant, okay, wrinkle free, you don't have to iron it, very durable, long lasting, does not absorb water easily and quickly, very quick to dry, sorry, okay. So these are the properties of polyester. Last one is acrylic. Acrylic is lightweight, soft and warm like wool. It's the alternative of wool. This is the alternative of your silk. This is alternative of your wool. Okay. Wrinkle free, does not shrink like your original wool. It does shrink. So it's cheaper than wool. It does not shrink. So it can be a good alternative to wool. Can be dyed easily. We can dye them very easily. So multiple colors wool available. In the natural wool, few color choices are available. But in a synthetic wool, many more color choices are available. That's why some people prefer acrylic. Now, cotton is a natural fiber, whereas rayon is semi-synthetic, which we have discussed. Okay, so it's an alternative of your cotton. Rayon is a versatile fiber and can imitate feel and texture of silk. It can be cheaper version of silk only. Okay, wool, cotton, linen and drape and slipperiness akin to nylon. We can drape it easily. Okay, we can drape easily the rayon as compared to natural fiber. Secondly, the slipperiness is that similar to nylon. So it's some property similar to your natural fiber, some property similar to synthetic fiber. Okay. Why rayon is called artificial silk? Rayon resembles silk in appearance, texture, shine. That's why known as artificial silk. Silk fiber was discovered in China. Okay, as we all know that by now, you must know that silk discovered in China and made up of silkworm. Now, and first of all, it's not just costlier. Secondly, ethical issues are also connected to that because to obtain the silk fiber, we have to kill the cocoon, and some people don't like killing of worms for their selfishness. That's why some people prefer rayon. Okay. Uses of rayon. First of all, for suits like jacket, made all these things made up of rayon. Make automobile tire coats because it's that very strong fiber mixed with cotton to make bed sheet and bed spreaders. Mixed with wool to make carpet and your blanket. Used to make other home furnishings such as curtain and your tablecloths. All of these things are made up of rayon. Okay. Next is nylon. First, fully synthetic fiber. Okay, because the processing and raw material both are synthetic. Which property make nylon suitable for? First of all, making rope used for rope climbing. Why we make ropes made made up of nylon? Why do we use them? Because nylon is the strongest fiber. Okay, strong fiber, lightweight and weather resistant. That it can withstand extremes weather. Okay, it is long lasting. Next, we make fishing net made of nylon. Why? Because again it's strong, elastic and water resistant. Third is we make tent of nylon because again it is strong, lightweight, does not absorb water and it dry quickly. Uses of nylon, all these are actually uses only. We make rope, we make tent, then we make fishing net. Okay. Other than that, we make some clothes of nylon also like socks. Okay. Then parachute. We make parachute because it is strong. Okay. Your toothbrush, your car seat belt, etc. All of these things made up of nylon only. So students, polycotton will contain the properties of both as we have discussed. Okay. So polyester property durable, dry quickly, less wrinkle, less fading, and your cotton property that is soft and strong, easy to dry, breathable. Both the quality will combine in your polycotton material. Okay. For example, no shrinkage, affordable, keep shape and color, breathable, soft and less fading. Okay. So now polyester fiber do not get wrinkle easily. That's why we use it. That's why it is very easy to wash. That's why we use it as a alternative. Okay, which is very good for dress material. Secondly, polyester made up of two words. Let's not go through it again and again. We have discussed it. Okay. Next is two type of polyester fiber. Examples: terylene, polyethylene, terephthalate, PET in short. Okay. Both of them are polyester, and one more your polymer is polyethylene, which you are using at your home. Okay. It is monomer is ethene, and the whole word that is polyethylene will give you polymer. Okay. Uses of polyester are: it is used to make variety of textile. For example, sari, curtain, dress material, etc. Variety of your textile. Second is making film, magnetic recording of your text. Okay. Then making sail of sailboat. Then your water hoses for your firefighting purposes. Okay. All these are the uses of your polyester. Next is acrylic. Acrylic is the alternative for your wool. Acrylic is a strong, lightweight and warm synthetic fiber that resembles wool. It is available in variety of color. It is more durable and cheaper than your wool. Okay. Then your acrylic fiber, plastic paint, all made from acrylic acid. Acrylic acid is the acid from which we make all these things. You are familiar with your acrylic crayons, your acrylic paint color. All these things contain acrylic acid. That's why we are using the term acrylic. Okay. Next is acrolein is a sharp and a bitter liquid. That acid is a sharp and a bitter liquid that is also present in your onions. Okay. It is comes from the Latin word acre and oil. Okay. Acre means sharp smell. Then oil is smell. Okay. Why storage of acrylic clothes are easier than woolen clothes? First of all, because your acrylic clothes are synthetic. That's why insect won't feed on this type of acrylic that fibers. Okay. But in your woolen clothes, we need to use naphthalene balls because insects feed on your natural fibers. That's why they are way more better than your natural woolen. Then uses of acrylic fibers are first of all to make all the woolen clothes like hats, scarves, gloves, etc. Then for making fur, okay, synthetic fur. Then making garment for babies because it is softer. Okay. Second and most important thing regarding this acrylic is acrylic are friendly to your body. They will not cause allergy like your that natural wool. Natural wool causes allergy to so many people because it is natural. But acrylic fiber, which is alternative to your natural wool, will not cause such allergies. Okay. Next is characteristics of synthetic fiber. These are the advantages and these are the disadvantages of your synthetic fiber. So, whenever the questions come that write why synthetic fiber are friend and foe, why synthetic fiber is boon and bane. In such type of question, you have to write down advantages and disadvantages. So, let's go through the advantages. Very first is color resistant. Okay, it will not bleed the color. It will not fade away. It will not shrink when we wash it. It is easily available, cheaper, easy to maintain, easy to wash and dry, less expensive, more elastic, resistant to moth attack, insect repellent, stronger, tough and durable. All of these things make synthetic fiber friendlier. Okay, more advantageous than your natural fibers. But few disadvantages are there. Firstly, it cannot absorb the water, so that's why it is not suitable for summers. Okay, it will not absorb your sweat. What will happen? It will cause rashes. Secondly, it will catch fire easily. You cannot use it in kitchen. Okay, then difficult to iron. If you try to iron, it will melt away. Next is why should we not wear synthetic fiber in kitchen? Synthetic fiber are petrochemicals. They catch fire easily. So what will happen if you use them in your kitchen? In kitchen you are dealing with fire and fire. What will happen? It will catch fire and it will burn. Okay. That's why we should not use it in your kitchen. So let's move towards our second leg of this chapter. Plastic. Okay, second most important topic of this chapter is plastic. We will discuss about why we should use plastic, why we should not use plastic, and what is the conclusion of this. Okay, so plastic. What is this plastic? We are talking about this plastic nowadays. This is the most important health hazard, most dangerous health hazard for ocean, for land pollution. So, what is this plastic? Let's go through it. So, plastic is a polymer again. It's a synthetic fiber which can be molded to different shapes. That's why we use plastic because we can mold plastic to a variety of shapes. Okay. The word plastic originates from Greek word plastikos. Plastikos means that can be molded. Okay. Plasticity means the thing which can be molded. Okay, plastic polymer has different type of arrangement of monomer. Monomer can be arranged in different variety. Few varieties are given in this diagram. Very first is linear, when all the monomers are arranged linearly. Second is branch polymer, when your monomers are arranged in branch manner. Then your cross-link polymer, something like this. Then your network polymer, which is not having no arrangement at all. Okay, these are the few types in which monomers are arranged in polymer of plastic. Plastic can be recycled and reused. Okay, it can be melted, rolled into sheet, made into fire, colored. All the property that metals are having, they are as advantageous as metal, but they are non-biodegradable. That's why we don't have any any way in which we can dispose them, okay, without harming our nature. Now, types of plastic. How many types of plastics are there? Though we have discussed two types of plastics are there. First one is thermoplastic. Second one is thermosetting plastic. Okay. So thermoplastic are plastic which can be deformed and bend easily on heating. They can deform easily on heating. We can give different shape to this kind of plastic. Thermoplastic are used for manufacturing of toys, manufacturing of foam, and different kind of containers. They can deform easily, okay? But your thermostatic plastic are once softened by heating. They after being molded once, we cannot remold them. They are used only once. That's why they are known as thermosetting. Once they are settled, they will not deform again. We have to throw them. They are more health hazardous for us because we don't know how to they dispose the plastic firstly, and we cannot reuse this kind of plastic. Okay. Now examples of thermoplastic is polythene and PVC. Okay, you know about polythene. So it is commonly used for making plastic bag. Term poly means many, ethene means monomer of polythene. We are using polythene in our lives. All of you must have used polythene once in your life. Though we should not use polythene, we know that. Okay. Now PVC is the second example of your thermo plastic. PVC full form is polyvinyl chloride. Okay, it's a stronger, lightweight plastic. It is a very rigid plastic. Okay, very strong. It is used for construction. Okay, it is very flexible. It is rigid as well as flexible at the same time. It is used for making bottle, packaging, bank card. All of these things are made up of PVC. It can be made softer by and more flexibility can be given to them. Okay, it is used in plumbing, flooring, etc. All of this construction thing. Okay. Now, examples of a thermosetting plastic is bakelite and melamine. Okay, bakelite, you know that is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. That's why it is used as a handle of your utensils. In your kitchenware, all the utensils have handle made up of plastic. Okay, because it is poor conductor of heat and electricity. Then melamine is a very versatile material which is fire resistant. Okay, it will not catch the fire and it can tolerate heat better than any type of plastic. That's why it is used for floor tiles, or the floor tiles are made up of your melamine. Plus fabrics that resist fire, kitchenwares are also made up of melamine. Okay. Next is advantages of plastic. Why we are using this plastic? Okay, there are few advantages of this plastic which we will discuss in this slide. Okay. Plastics is lightweight. Next is its lower price, cheaper. Plastic is cheap. Third point is good strength. It is more durable. It is more stronger than other available options. That's why it is advantageous. Next is easy to handle. We all know how to use plastic. It's very easy to handle. No rocket science is there in using plastic, so it's easy to handle. No reactive. They are not at all reactive. It will not cause corrosion. It will not cause any type of reactivity. So it is very safer for our children also. Okay. Poor conductor of heat and electricity, so that we can use them as insulators. All these things makes plastic our friend. Okay, it will make plastic your boon. Okay, that's why we are using plastic. And to the core level, to the ground level, we know that right now we don't have any major alternative to plastic. We have few alternatives though, but nothing can replace this plastic completely. But what we can do? We can minimize the use of plastics. Okay, that is in our hands. We should minimize the use of plastic. If we cannot ignore them completely, then minimize the use of plastic. Now, give reason why buckets are made up of plastic, because plastic buckets are strong, lightweight, and they do not rust. Okay, unlike your metal bucket. Bakelite plastic used to make electric switches. Bakelite is a thermosetting plastic. It is more stronger. It is poor conductor of heat and electricity. That's why it will not give electric shock. Melamine is used for crockery, kitchenware. It is unbreakable. It is more durable, insulator, fire resistant. Okay, it can tolerate heat much better than another alternative. That's why we are using it in crockery. Plastics are used in car, aircraft, and spacecraft. Again, they are strong, durable, lightweight, and corrosion resistant. Okay. Chemicals are stored in a plastic bottle. Why we are storing chemical in a plastic bottle? Plastic bottles are lightweight, unbreakable, corrosion resistant. Okay, again same thing, same that properties of plastic, and it will resist any action of chemical. It will not react. They are lightweight. They are not reacting. They are poor conductor. That's why we are using them. And they will not react with chemical. It will not melt with chemical. That's why we are using. We are storing chemical in plastic bottle. Which plastic is used to make one non-sticky coating on your cookware? You should write it down. This is very important. Okay, you all got confused in this part. I know that. So, what kind of plastic we are using for non-sticky layer of your cooking wares? Answer is Teflon. Teflon will make non-sticky layer. Insulation covering on wires, PVC. Polyvinyl chloride. Polythene bags, polythene very easy. Flame resistant uniforms. Fire resistant uniforms are made up of melamine. It will not catch fire. It is insulator, poor conductor. We are using it as a flame resistant uniform. Okay. Now, besides being used in packaging for food and non-food items and several daily using items such as furniture, electric switches, slipper, plastic also have special kind of uses. Very first is in healthcare industry, your tablets, all your antibiotics, doctor gloves, nowadays mask also. You know that masks are very important, masks and gloves, and thread, medical instrument, thread for stitching the wounds, all need plastic. So can you imagine your life without plastic? No. Used as a non-sticky coating on cookware, Teflon layer. But why we should not use this plastic? So let's discuss why plastic is health hazardous for us. First of all, it's non-biodegradable. We cannot dispose it by digging it down deep inside the earth, okay? Because it will not degrade. Secondly, it will release toxic fume if we try to burn it for disposal. We cannot dispose it in the soil. We cannot burn it for disposal purposes. That is the single problem with the plastic. We don't know how to dispose of the plastic. Okay. So these are the 5 R's. Till now we have studied 3 R's. So let's discuss the 5 R's. Refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose and recycle. So very first is reuse. Do not buy things that we don't need. Secondly, reduce, minimize the use of plastic in our daily life. Reuse the item which you are already using. Okay, reuse them. Other than throwing them away, reuse them. Then repurpose. If we are not using something, then alter it. Change the way you are using it. Then recycle. You know that the meaning of recycle. Okay, you can give them to the needful people. Okay, if you are not using it. So how can we minimize pollution at your home? First of all, we should minimize the use of plastic. For example, we can opt out for metal tiffin, right? Then we can refuse to use your plastic bag. We can opt for alternatives such as jute bag, etc. All these things and many more. You should learn this thing. Okay, you should write down the many more alternatives. Your young mind, you should give the alternative for this. Okay. All the topics are covered. Now let's go through the NCERT part. Very first question is explain why some fibers are called synthetic fibers. Because some fibers are man-made. We have to synthesize them chemically. Okay? They all are, we obtain all this from the petroleum. That's why they are known as petrochemicals. Okay? They are actually in form of polymer. What is polymer? Polymer is a larger unit made up of small monomers. Okay? Now next is mark the correct answer out of this. So rayon is different from synthetic fiber. Why? Because it is semi-synthetic, because it is obtained from wood pulp. Very easy. It is semi-synthetic, not completely synthetic. Filling the blanks. First is synthetic fibers are also called artificial or man-made fiber. Synthetic fibers are synthesized from raw material called petrochemicals. Like synthetic fiber, plastic is also a polymer. Give example in which indicate that rayon fibers are very strong. Okay, so because you are using rayon because you are using your that nylon fiber in making of parachutes. You are using nylon fiber for making ropes, which indicate that how strong these nylon fibers are. You are using nylon fiber for making sports accessories like rackets. All of these things require a strongest type of fiber. That's why we are using nylon fiber. Explain why plastic containers are favored for storing food. They will not react like metals. They will not react with your food item. Okay, that's why all the ingredients will be safer. And we can reuse them again and again. Difference between thermoplastic and thermosettling. Thermosettling, once they are when we give them shape, we cannot give them shape again and again. They cannot be deformed. Thermoplastic can be bent easily multiple times. On heating thermoplastic, it will be softened. Okay, that's why we are not able to deform them and reshape them. We cannot mold them, but they will be softened, but in a way that can be molded back into different shapes. Okay. Explain why following items are made up of thermosettling plastic. Though we have discussed. First one is saucepan, second one is electric bulb switches and plug board, etc. So in saucepan, the thermosettling plastic is used to make saucepan because they are bad conductor of heat and electricity. So for insulation only. Bakelite is kind of thermosettling which is used for all these purposes because it is bad conductor of heat and electricity, act as insulator. Okay. That's why we are using it. Next is categories. Categorize the material of the following product into can be recycled and cannot be recycled. So these things can be recycled. Plastic chair, plastic bowl, plastic toys, plastic covering electric wires, then your carry bag, ballpoint pens. All these things can be recycled, and things which we cannot recycle are cooker, handle, electric switches, telephone, all the things which are made up of thermosetting plastics. Rana wants to buy shirt for summer. Should he buy cotton shirt or shirt made from synthetic material? Give reason. Very easy. Rana should buy cotton shirt because synthetic fiber will not absorb your sweat. It will result in rashes. Okay? That's why he should buy the natural fiber shirt, cotton shirt. Give example to show that plastic are non-corrosive in nature. They will not react with strongest chemical also. That's why we are storing our chemical in a plastic bottle. Chemical that we use at home are stored in a plastic bottle instead of metal containers because they will not react. Okay. Should the handle and the bristle of toothbrush be made of same material? No. They should not be made of same material. The handle of the toothbrush should be hard. Okay, and strong, while bristle should be soft and flexible. So we need different kind of material for making them. Avoid plastic as far as possible. Why? We have discussed it. They release the poisonous gas from burning. They are non-biodegradable. Okay, they will pile up on the earth. We don't know how to dispose them. So we should avoid using plastic. Okay. Match the following. So polyester is a fiber that do not wrinkle easily. Teflon used to make non-sticky cookwares. Rayon prepared by using wood pulp. Nylon used for making parachute and stockings. Okay. Next is manufacturing synthetic fiber is actually helping conservation of forest. How? Manufacturing synthetic fiber is helpful in conservation of forest because if we use natural fiber, the raw material for them have to be derived from plant, okay, which require lot of cutting of the trees, deforestation. So in this way, this proof they are helpful for conservation of forest, okay, in a way. Describe the activity to show that the thermoplastic are poor conductor of electricity. You can set up like this. Okay, we have discussed how to set up in your class 7. So in order to show that thermoplastic is a poor conductor of electricity, we will be requiring a circuit. Okay. So for that we need bulb, wire, battery, piece of metal, etc. Okay, and a plastic pipe shown in this diagram. So just attach all of the things in a circuit, and your bulb will not glow when switch is on, which is showing that It is a poor conductor of electricity. Okay. That's all for now, student. Do well in this chapter. If you have any doubt, you can ask me freely. Thank you for now.